Got some Dryads on the desk today. I haven't touched Age of Sigmar in a long time. So my Sylvaneth army is currently sat on the very top shelf collecting dust. But there's a few of these models that, you know, really would benefit from actually having some paint on them. So I figured we'd have another look at dry brushing and how we can do some Dryad bark. So I started off with some Dryad bark by Citadel, and we just applied that all over the model. Did this for every single model. They were all the same. Had real issues getting the camera to focus on these guys for some reason. It's not easy when you haven't got a good filming setup. I've been thinning my paints down with Vallejo glaze medium of late. I used to use water mostly, but yeah, I've started using glaze medium. I don't use Lamian medium by Games Workshop anymore, just because I like the dropper bottles, honestly. I think they're a lot nicer, the Vallejo ones, and they're quite big, so they do tend to last quite a long time. I'm loving that little a little body on the back of that Dryad. All the bones. This was probably the most time-consuming part of the process. There's a lot of mileage to cover. There's about 6 models in total, I think. It's 5 or 6. I forget. But it is worth it in the end. So for these guys, I wanted to try and kind of encourage the idea that there are different species of tree in the army, rather than painting them all exactly the same. So the Citadel equivalent here would be Xandri Dust. I forget the name of the Vallejo one. And then we're using Vallejo Brown. I believe it's just called Brown, to get a slightly different effect on another individual here. So we kind of wind up in that situation. I don't know if you've seen Lord of the Rings, but it reminds me a little bit of when the Entmoot is called. Good many have come. All the different species of tree. Or just slightly different. So for the lighter coloured barks, we're looking at maybe being birch or whatever. That is getting layered. It's getting like Screaming Skull layered over the top. And I think we mixed a little bit of Screaming Skull with the flat brown to get this. It's like 50-50. And then we did the brown trees, the brown Dryads, highlighted in that colour. So something I like to do is just go back and paint all the end of the legs and the end of the arms to look like they've got moss on them. Or they're going a little bit green. Just makes them a little bit more, makes them pop a little bit, I think. I think if we were really clever about this, we could maybe get some flock and just carefully put some flock on the extremities. I think that could actually look quite nice. Lost a bit of footage here, but we went back with Warpstone Glow, and then we're effectively highlighting that with Moot Green. The camera is not ideal. So we're just grabbing the model and we're just painting the very tips. This is actually not Moot Green, it's whatever the Vallejo equivalent is. Like lime green or something. Just trying to get those eyes picked out as well. I know these models are not the youngest. They've probably been around a long time now, but they are still pretty good. I always did like them. Even back in my fantasy Wood Elf days. I think if they're painted nicely, they can be quite fetching. A couple of years ago, I also, when I was collecting the Sylvaneth, I actually did a branch wraith from this batch, Kit Bashed 1. I'll have to grab her and see if we can get her on the channel at some point. I don't know if she's painted, but she has like a cloak of leaves. And this is a little bit of a better shot of the final result. I think they could definitely be better. I think we could go further with it. Like I say, if we got some flock, and once they're based and everything, they'll look really nice. But that's where we're at for now. And I hope that inspires you to have a go at your own Dryads, or Wood Elves if you're collecting them. You know? So thank you very much for coming with me through this little adventure, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.